The title of this video is How to Hire an Attorney, the 8 Hard Questions That Must Be Asked. A lot of people are very good in business. Some of them have been to school to get an MBA, medical degrees, but you don't get a class in college or high school about how to hire an attorney, what questions to ask, and what distinguishes one attorney from another. And there are 8 hard questions you want to ask before you get into litigation with an attorney, because it's like being in a foxhole in a war zone. This is somebody that you're going to be bound with for a very long time. And in terms of the pricing of current rates that attorneys charge, and what can be at issue in litigation, it can be everything you've ever worked for in terms of your kids' future, their education, your home. So you want to pick right. And one saying I have to people that are looking to hire an attorney is, I would no sooner get someone operating on my eyes that's of low quality than I would get a low quality attorney. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of marketing goes on by law firms that have jingles. And I ran into a judge at an event and was listening to what he had to say. And he said that one of the jingle firms had never appeared in his court ever in his 50 years of experience, nor had he heard any other judge that had ever seen this law firm with the song. And in fact, they weren't really a law firm. They were just a marketing arm of some attorneys who then, if it really came down to the rubber hitting the road, would flip the case to somebody else. So the first question that you ask is, who's doing the work? Who's the trial attorney? Because you have a lot of business getters that come in and then they flip it to junior associates or people that aren't as qualified as they are. You want to make sure that if you want a 40-year veteran Berkeley law attorney like me, that I'm going to be the one that's actually trying the case. The second question you want to ask is, have you ever done a jury trial? And people assume that when they see someone from a quality law school or that has been practicing and is in their 40s or their 15th or 20th year, that they've done jury trials. And that's not the case at all. I had an instance where I was opposing an attorney fee petition. And the question came up, have you ever tried a jury trial? And the opposing counsel, who was in his late 40s, evaded the question and evaded the question and evaded the question. And I asked it 5 times, and finally he said no. And then my next question was, have you ever sat in person through a jury trial, start to finish? Evasion, no, never. And then I asked, have you ever watched a jury trial start to finish in a movie or TV show? It's shocking to me that people would get into high stakes litigation and not know whether their attorney had ever tried a jury or what the record was. Third, you're going to ask for a judgment. You want to see something that a judge signed that was a judgment where money changed hands and where you won. Fourth, you want to see an appeal brief, because there are 2 different kinds of attorneys. There are attorneys that are great on their feet. They're good trial attorneys, but they can't write worth a whit. And there are some appellate attorneys that are very intellectual, but they're not good at trying cases. You need an attorney that's going to do both. And I have to say, I've been shocked when I see clients signing up for attorneys that have a retainer agreement that doesn't require that they do the appeal. So here you have this attorney, they lose, and then somebody else has to absorb all of this information and come forward with a plan. That isn't what you want. You want a great appellate attorney and trial attorney both. Fifth, you want to actually read the writing. Is it clear to you? Does it articulately express what's going on? You want to ask to talk to some clients. I know a lot of attorneys that are very talented writers. They're very intellectual, but they're not very good at working with the client. You need great rapport and communication because you're going to be working together. So you're looking for communication abilities and you want to ask the hard question. I want to talk to your clients. Uh, and finally, but not least, you want to ask the ultimate hard question to the prospective plaintiff's attorney, which is, do you believe in this case enough to put your own money in on it, to only get paid when you win? And if the attorney says no, you may want to go to someone else who is willing to do the same thing that you've done, which is to put your money behind that. And in 40 years of practice, I can't tell you the number of times that an attorney has been hired, which is a complete disaster, and which was not a good fit for that case, nor necessarily even qualified to handle the case. Ask the hard questions. Know before you hire.